Hello and welcome to my second video of my Australian travel series, and this time we are in Sydney. I arrived late on the night of the 25th of April to Sydney. And here's a little sneak peek of what my hostel looks like and the view from my hostel right into downtown Sydney. Anyways, it's the next day now, April 26th, and I was feeling still pretty tired from last day's travel. So I decided to just stroll around the city. I saw the Opera House, I saw Darling Harbour, the CBD. Pretty nifty, pretty nifty. This is now day 2 in Sydney. This is what we are seeing. This is my street. I am not dressed for the weather. Everyone's in long sleeves. But then I listened to them yesterday and it was very warm. So I'm hoping it's gonna warm up soon. Now the plan is to go to Bondi Junction. Well, here it is, the infamous Bondi Beach. I'm in Bondi Beach now, as you can probably tell, and I'm going to do the infamous Bondi to Coogee walk. The Bondi to Coogee walk is an infamous coastal walk that connects two very famous beaches together, Bondi Beach and Coogee Beach, and then you are taken along the coast of Sydney, basically, along the Pacific, and there's just such stunning views along the whole trip, as you'll see. The walk takes approximately an hour and a half one way, which I did both ways. Wow. Because I'm crazy like that. The weather was so stunning and so amazing. It was sunny and warm and so much better than what I had experienced in Coffs Harbour or in Byron Bay. I was so happy. This is hella sick. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Imagine having a house here. Pretty cool. It's also very touristy, so it's just every tourist does this walk, but honestly, it's worth the hype. It was very beautiful. Much recommend. I decided to go for a little stop. And I'm sitting on Malcolm George Sawyer. Thank you, Malcolm. Sorry for your loss, but thanks for the bench. Beautiful. We got a little freshly done mango smoothie. Taste test. Tastes like mango. It's pretty good. And I need the vitamin C because I started getting sick a bit. My throat is a bit starting to become itchy, so I need to kill it as fast as possible. Wow. Made it. This is it.
We're going down.
The railway station. The train station in Sydney. Yum. So I made it to Katoomba. This is also my hostel. It's super easy to get here. It's a direct train from Sydney. It comes every hour. And then you just have to check in, check out with your card. And it took 2 hours. The train ride wasn't so spectacular. It was kind of nice, but then in the end it's all the same. It's not as if I saw the mountains. it was just trees and then sometimes houses, but it was nice. What the hell? The houses here look really nice. Also, I don't know if it's really true, but apparently the trees here, well, I mean, it's not as if it's really that cold that the leaves don't necessarily fall. So then the leaves that do on the trees are trees that were basically imported, and that the native trees, their leaves do not fall to the ground, which I thought was kind of interesting. Also, it's kind of beautiful because then now, because it is autumn here, and then there are trees from the outside, there's a lot of, so that's been kind of nice. Let's go. Also, I mean, it's asphalt, so I think it's gonna be fairly easy of a hike. So I'm here for 2 nights, so today, tomorrow full day, and then after tomorrow. And then depending on what I've achieved tomorrow and what there is to see, I will either leave Katoomba pretty early-ish. I do fear that I'm here a bit too long, because I think everything could be done in a day. We're gonna go to another place, Echo Point. Oh, wow. Hi. Can you even see it? Wow, beautiful. I am so glad that I'm here. It's so fun. It's so great. And the weather is just perfect. I don't know how it's going to be earlier in the day. Maybe it's very warm. But we'll see. It's just amazing. And I haven't filmed that much today because I'm just scoping the places out. And then today I am going to make a little plan of action. See what trails there are, because I want to try to do all of them if I can. And then tomorrow I'm gonna do it. But yeah, I'm excited. This little waterfall. Guten Morgen. So today's day 2 in Katoomba. I need to remember what the name was real quick. It's like 8:30. This is my breakfast. Oh, it's so influencer coded, so healthy, and a little coffee. And then this is my view. This is the hostel, dude. Can you believe it? It looks so nice. It's like the little garden with chess, and then there's a little pond here. Can you believe it? It's a real pond with little, I don't remember the name of the statue. And there's 2 fish as well. Yesterday, one of the fish was in here, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, and it looks really nice. Anyways, plan for today is breakfast, and then there's this town called Blackheath that has the start of this very known trail called the Grand Canyon. So hopefully I stop talking soon and I start eating. Also, I'm sick. Well, it's actually not too bad. It's just a cold, which is annoying. So there we go, walking. Wow. Dude, do you see the waterfall? Oh, that's so cool. Looks kind of like a rainbow. Damn. Another angle. Beautiful. Well, I made it to a lookout. It's called Gobbet's Leap Lookout and Gobbet Leap after the waterfall. I think, yeah, it's that one. The one that I had filmed prior, the one with the rainbow. It's an hour to go there and then an hour, 2 hours to come back. And then you just see the waterfall. And I'm like, well, I don't really care that much about it. Eventually, I'll come to the Grand Canyon track. Hopefully. Well, I'm on the right track, which is great. Pointing the way that I need them to be pointing. And they say it's gonna take me 1 to 2 hours, so that means I'll be there in 20 minutes. I'm joking. Lisa. I nearly made it to Evans Lookout, which is the stepping point for going to the Grand Canyon walk. And they say it takes around 3 to 4 hours, and it's 2 now. It's gonna be a bit tight. And they also say it's hard and steep. It was a very steep way down, and I fear I'll have to go back up from that steep way down. But that is okay. It's okay. But yeah, this looks really sick, dude. Damn. Dude, this is so cool. And then you have that rock. Damn, and that's where it came from. Dude, this is so jungle core. And it's so much cooler in the sense of temperature than the other ones were. Here's some more information for any hiking nerds out there. The Grand Canyon track is a 6.5 kilometer loop that apparently takes 3 to 4 hours. And I decided to start this loop at, I think it was around 2 p.m. Wow! And the sun sets in Australia at that time of year at 5:30. So I was kind of scared I was going to be stranded in the dark in the canyon. Luckily, spoiler alert, that did not happen, thank goodness. But it was close to. Pretty sick. The hike is classified as a grade 3 of the difficulty scale by the New South Wales National Parks Association, which means it's moderate, so you do need some physical capabilities to be able to do it. The most challenging part is definitely going up the stairs because they're super steep. But yeah. Also of note, check the weather forecast if you are ever going to do this trek, because they recommend not doing this walk before, during, or after heavy rainfall, because since it is a canyon, it can be subject to flash floods. And I don't know if people have actually drowned, but it could happen, so just take that in mind. It has a 299 meters elevation gain, whatever that means. We've the top of the Grand Canyon walk again, and it's much warmer than it was down there. It was a bit chilly down there. I saw this lady who was pretty old, and she says that she's been doing the Grand Canyon walk every year since she was 11, and it's been 62 years. And I'm so happy that I'm doing this. One of my bunkmates at the hostel said that she did it and that it was really nice. So I thought, you know what, then I'll try it. And I am really happy I did. You don't even see the end. The bottom, I mean. Wow. That's where I came from. Sick. Let's see what's next.
Well,
This is gonna be fun. Beep. I made it up again. Dude, look at these rocks. So beautiful. So when I went down, I indeed do need to go up. And she is pretty steep. I'm gonna go all the way up. And yeah, it's tiring, but it's worth it, definitely. I made it up and I'm gonna go this way. 30 more minutes and I would have made the loop, which is great. Boy, those stairs were never ending. It was crazy. In the end, I am making a loop of the Grand Canyon trek because I'm walking towards Evans Lookout, which is where I started the trek. But it seems to be a pretty flat, chill area, so that's cool. There's a bus that goes there. So, that's
Spoiler alert,
perfect.
I didn't make the bus. I was too late. Thankfully, 2 girls agreed to drop me off at Katoomba. Otherwise, I would have been cooked, man. That would have been a nightmare.
Today's the last day in Blue Mountains. Ah, dang it, you don't see anything. Well, trust me when I say that there's the mountains there. And also look at this funny bench. Wait, is there even a view from there? Kinda. It is really nice.
On this day, I hiked with a girl from my hostel, and we started off at this town called Wentworth Falls. And there's a track that takes you along a bunch of waterfalls, and they are so, so beautiful. And it was just such a stunning, again, track. The Blue Mountains are such a lovely place to go to. And it's right next to Sydney, so there's a lot of people who go there during the weekends. However, they only go there to visit the more famous asphalt paved sites because it's just easy to get there and you can just go there for a day. But if you are ever there, I highly recommend doing a bit more research and finding some more tracks because it's just so, so stunning. Anyways, I'll let you enjoy the views.
Oh my god, dude, finally something beautiful. Oh, and if I'm not mistaken, I think those could be the 3 sisters. Also, I came across 2 couples that are runners, and apparently there's a running race here in 2 weeks or something. So they're preparing. I fear that the second couple that I passed, I don't think that they're gonna win. And another waterfall. I'm also starting to despise stairs. Oh, wow. That's one of the 3 sisters. You see the other one on the other side. And I think I am on the 3rd sister, I think. But yeah, it's very beautiful. There we go. The Three Sisters. Beautiful. Remember how earlier on in the video I had done the walk from Bondi to Coogee? There's also another walk from Manly to Spit, which I thought, after all these days in the Blue Mountains of just pure walking, why not just do another day of just walking the full entire day? Great plan, yeah, great plan. Ugh. I think that's Sydney. Oh my goodness, I had completely underestimated the amount of time it would take me to walk from Manly to Spit. That towards the end I didn't even finish the walk, I didn't even get to Spit, which is this bridge, because I had wanted to take the ferry back to Sydney from Manly, because that's how you get from one place to the other, and try to catch the sunset ferry so I could see the sunset. But yeah, towards the end I had to rush, take a bus. Damn. But I mean, it was gorgeous, it was beautiful, it had nice views, but that was so incredibly long. Good morning. This is my outfit for today. And I have some sparkles and a bit of makeup on. So I wanted to look fabulous, which I do. It's another day in Sydney, and now the plan is to do a city day today. It's a Saturday, so there's a lot of markets, and then there's one in Glebe, and there's a bunch of like vintage markets and stuff, so I'm gonna go check that out, see what it's up there. And then I'm gonna check out the botanical gardens, see the bridge, sit in the opera house, maybe go inside of it and not just look at it from the outside. And yeah, I'll take you along, obviously. I just left the Glebe Market and I got this necklace for $5, so you know it's gonna break in 2 seconds. And then there's this girl who's making these postcards. 1 second. Hello. There's a bunch of ants around you, don't be scared. And hopefully no one steals you. Look, they're really cute. Bondi Beach, Sydney. There's a lot of stalls, and then it ranges from people who are just selling their clothes, or then there's people who are actually selling, and then they're vintage, and then they're more pricey. And then there's also food, and then plants, and then other cute little random stuff. And it was honestly really fun. The University of Sydney, one of the faculties. In Newtown. So I ended up walking around in Newtown, which is kind of a really cute little suburb of Sydney. It's very chill. There's a lot of record stores, a lot of thrift stores, that kind of vibe. Bro, I just went up a set of stairs. First of all, I come across pickleball, and then now this, only in Sydney. What even is happening? That's so cool. Wow. So this is called Darling Harbour, and it's basically also like a marina, so it's a very luxurious part of Sydney as well. But it's just so fun to see. There is Sydney. Holy dude, this is so cool. Here I am, walking on the harbour bridge. Yes, it's right next to me. It's the Opera House. Yeah, baby. And that's the CBD. And you see there, they're like on the rooftop. Isn't that like such a vibe? That's so cool though. She's right there. Isn't she just so beautiful? Luxurious, obviously. I tried to go swimming in Bondi Beach, but I felt too cold. I had really wanted to go to the Outback, and the only way in my mind to accomplish this mission was to take a 13 hour train from Sydney to Broken Hill. And that's what I did.
and it was an amazing experience. It was a very long train ride, but it was just very nice to observe how the countryside changes.
I saw a kangaroo. I saw a kangaroo. Finally. I was just looking outside. I saw like a shape moving. And then I look and it's a kangaroo. I'm so happy. Finally. Hopefully I'm gonna see some more. But I was worried I was not gonna be seeing any. But I found one. I saw in the wild. Cool.
During this 13-hour train journey, you are able to see how different the views are while you go further and further deeper into the outback, the desert of Australia. So you start off in Sydney with a bunch of city urban houses, skyscrapers, whatnot. Then you go into the Blue Mountains because the train does go past the Blue Mountains, so that's very beautiful green, very lush, some cliffs. Then you go to a more agricultural lands, so it's very flat. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's more sparse. There's cows a bunch of times, so that was kind of cute. And then you go more and more into the desert, and then it becomes much more arid and much more yellow-orange, and that was really cool. And then there were so many kangaroos there. I filmed a bunch of them, so hopefully you're able to spot them. But it was so cool. I was so happy. Oh my god, I was the happiest kid ever. Also, on the trip, I had packed so much food. I brought a whole bag full of everything. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, for both days basically, because I thought, oh, it's going to be a train. They're going to upcharge all the food, etc., etc. But honestly, it was pretty decently priced if I would have decided to buy something. They also had very delicious meal options. So they had warm food, so you could have a range of the different selected items. So there's spaghetti bolognese, some kind of curry, I believe, and I don't remember what else. But then during the whole train ride, you could go to the little food cart carriage area of the train and purchase some hot rolls, some hot pie, some beverages. There was also alcohol being served, so you could also have that. But yeah, I didn't buy any because I was like, oh, I brought my own food, so I'm gonna only eat my own food. Well, girl, you missed out. You could have had so much better food potentially, but that's okay. That's life. But yeah, if you ever do decide to go to Broken Hill, just know that there is food and it is somewhat okay priced.
Good morning from Broken Hill. Yeah, there you can see it. Cool. I have approximately 30 minutes before I have to be at the train station. So I'm gonna walk around the city center, see what's up. Oh shit, there's a hill. Crazy stuff. Wow. Okay. These are called the Meningi Lakes, apparently. And they provide water to Broken Hill.
We have a limited number of sandwiches, soft drinks, tea and coffee, fresh fruit salads, yogurts, and a variety of snacks will be available. And for our over 18s on board.
On my last day in Sydney, I tried to go see all the sites that I had previously missed and just try to see as much of Sydney as I possibly could because there was just not enough time to see it all. So I saw the CBD and basically all the things in downtown Sydney. And I caught the subway, metro, whatever, to Milson's Point, which crosses over Harbour Bridge, and then you get to the other side of the water and then walk around there.
So I took the train from there all the way along the Harbour Bridge to Milson's Point, which is where I am now, and it has this gigantic Luna Park, it's called. And so I'm just gonna walk around here, see what there is to see. I do wish I were here many more days longer because there's so much to do, so many different suburbs to see and visit. It's so huge, but that is not the case for this trip, and that's okay. More for next time.
So I made it to the Botanical Gardens of Sydney, which was very beautiful, very nice to see. It's just like a very big park and a lot of greenery. There were a lot of people outside just enjoying the sun, the good weather. And it was also just so cool to see this green park that is very beautiful and very lush. And then in the background, there's these tall skyscrapers. I don't know, it just looked like one of those futuristic cities that you see sometimes online. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really cool and nice. I also went to the museum because there's a National Museum of Art in Sydney that you can enter for free.
Unfortunately, too late. I missed out on the sun itself, but that doesn't matter. I want to see the city light up.